Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com. Here with some comments on the latest controversy in boxing, Manny Pacquiao's refusal to submit to Olympic-style drug testing within the last month of his preparation for his fight against Floyd Mayweather. Now, let me just say this. Just imagine if you're Miguel Cotto and your only two losses in your otherwise exemplary career were to a fighter who, in a subsequent fight, was caught cheating, was caught using loaded gloves, Antonio Margarito, right? And of course, his corner gave the very weak excuse that they, for a big fight, just grabbed some old hand wraps to use against Shane Mosley. That was the excuse for Margarito using loaded gloves. Now just imagine if you're Cotto and your only other loss was to a fighter who was looking at the biggest payday in boxing history, but then decided to give that away because he did not want to subject himself to random drug testing the last month before a fight. Unfortunately, that air of distrust, that cloud, is hovering over Manny Pacquiao. I'm sure Cotto supporters right now want to know what's going on. Let me also say this too, not just Cotto supporters, but former Cotto opponents like Paulie Malignaggi, very elusive fighter, very hard to hit. He tried to stand in front of Miguel Cotto for 12 rounds. He was barely able to do it. If you see Malignaggi at the end of that fight, Malignaggi is beaten up and he had a broken jaw. Paulie Malignaggi saw the Manny Pacquiao Miguel Cotto fight, and Paulie Malignaggi was completely baffled at how Pacquiao could invite Cotto to hit him in the face, and how Pacquiao was able to have the stamina and to show the ring excellence that he was able to show fighting against the same Miguel Cotto who had battered Malignaggi. I believe it is Manny Pacquiao's obligation. In fact, I believe it's his duty, not just to fight fans, not just to past opponents like Miguel Cotto, but also to his current opponent, Floyd Mayweather, who right now is 40 and 0 and is putting a legacy on the line. I believe it's Manny Pacquiao's duty to show that he is completely clean. And that would include blood testing in the last month. Now let's dispel some spin here. The Nevada State Boxing Commission's urine test will detect elevated levels of testosterone. It can look at the testosterone epitestosterone ratio. It can tell you if you were using steroids. What it can't tell you, what only blood testing can tell you, is if you've been using human growth hormone. And human growth hormone is such a performance enhancer that here in the United States, if you read baseball's Mitchell report, there is page after page after page of baseball players wrongly using human growth hormone. Clearly, the baseball players felt that it gave them an edge. The kind of edge human growth hormone gives you is it helps your endurance during a fight, and we all know that stamina is one of the biggest themes in boxing. Let me also point out, too, that according to Eastside Boxing, in fact, according to his 2004 autobiography, heavyweight champion Vitaly Klitschko admitted to having used steroids in the past. We know a Hall of Famer like James Toney was stripped of the heavyweight title because he tested positive for steroids after the fight. Fernando Vargas, after fighting Oscar De La Hoya, huge fight, big gate, Fernando Vargas tested positive for steroids. Tommy Morrison, who was injecting himself with steroids by his own admission. He has said that's how he contracted HIV. Never got busted by a state commission, but yet he has told us he was using steroids. Shane Mosley, very vague and ambiguous, has admits to making mistakes, having visited Balco in Northern California from Southern California, receiving substances and perhaps using them. We don't know what's going on, but Mosley himself admits he made mistakes. In this kind of climate, where even elite fighters have been caught pushing the envelope, I believe Manny Pacquiao should literally show the world, Miguel Cotto, Floyd Mayweather, and boxing fans like us, that he's not juicing. Let me know your thoughts. I'd like to see Manny Pacquiao agree to blood testing. Let me also point out, too, the offer Pacquiao's made is a fake offer. Good luck trying to get a blood sample from a fighter post-fight. How are you going to enforce that contract if the fighter doesn't give you the blood sample after the fight? If you then chase him around the globe requesting that blood sample, you're going to look like a sore loser. That's a joke. Also, we want testing in the month before the fight. That's when the intensive preparation is done. We don't want testing at some press conference more than a month out. Also, the testing has to be random for obvious reasons. It can't be a test where the tested know the test is coming, because then they can do things to cycle their body so that they test clean. Let me know your thoughts. Visit us at gamblersadvisory.com and leave your thoughts for us here on YouTube. Don't be bashful. Thanks for watching.